Welcome to the Manuchehri podcast. Over the last 30 years, it has been my joy to assist humanity in aligning with their magnificence so they may heal, discover their natural gifts, and communicate with loved ones living on the other side. May you also experience delight while we dance in the powerful, intuitive world of energy. Let's get going. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Where Energy Meets the Divine. I'm Marie, and we're back doing new episodes. Myself and my staff or team, we're traveling, so we're all back and can actually create these lovely podcasts for all of you, which I adore. I love the podcasts, love the questions. I think they're interesting and fascinating. So thank you for taking the time to leave the voicemail. All you have to do, if you're not aware, is go to my website, energyintuitive.com, click on the podcast page, and there are instructions on how to leave a voicemail. And there's also a free self-hypnosis video there that I created for you. So before we go to the phone lines, I really want to talk about how everyone could truly emerge into communicating with their spirit guides, which is highly important, highly necessary to have a connection. They're already communicating with you. Like, that's not an issue. It's not like your spirit guides have gone on. It's not like your spirit guides have gone on vacation and abandoned you, and that's why you're not feeling a connection from them or hearing them or seeing them. They're always communicating with you. But I think what's important is creating a bond with your spirit guides. So your spirit guides know you at a very deep level, a very deep level. They've studied all your past lives, your future lifetimes. They know everything about you. They know what you want to create here. So if you could really dive deep into your own personal awareness of who you are and what you want in life and start communicating from that perspective. For example, let's say that you would love to have more wealth in your life. It would be great if you could say to your spirit guides, and when I'm having a conversation on a topic that's challenging for me personally, I go into a special room of the house and speak out loud to the heavens, because most communication between ourselves and the multisensory world, which your spirit guides are a part of, is a mental telepathic conference. But if you're in your head thinking and analyzing a lot, your spirit guides don't know how to get down to the nitty gritty. Like, they're like, well, what is he talking about? Is he talking about last week, 10 years ago? So if you could go into a special room and just speak out loud to the heavens, you're going to be clear in your communication. So let's say you're working on creating financial freedom. And when you're speaking to your spirit guides, it's not about begging or pleading. That rarely works. That just creates more wanting. It's about getting down to the nitty gritty of your emotional components. So if you were going to do that, go into a special room and talk about financial freedom, which everyone deserves and everyone's capable of experiencing, no matter who they are, no matter how much education they have, no matter if they're an entrepreneur or not, and even if they don't work, you can have financial freedom. Seriously. So what I would recommend is you look up towards the heavens, and you know you're speaking to your spirit guides. That's what you have in your mind. I'm going to talk to my spirit guides, because your spirit guides are the closest to you from the multisensory world. It's almost like they're attached to you in a way, energetically, because part of their job is to protect you, if you will, or keep you in alignment with what is in your highest good. And so they're very close. And spirit guides from different people also around you communicate with each other. So sometimes our spirit guides are having conversations with your neighbor's spirit guides to get you to hire the gardener that would be in your best interest if you need to have a bunch of work done on your yard and you're perplexed on what to do next. So they're always helping you with human experiences and multisensory experiences. They're very invested in your human success. So of course they want you to be financially free. So I would look up at the heavens and say, thank you so much for guiding me. And thank you so much for helping me to feel the vibration of joy when it comes to financial freedom. You want to speak at higher levels of vibration and frequency with your spirit guides from a heartfelt place, not a pleading place, but a more intentional, intuitive experience. That would be really what's in your highest good. That's what I would recommend when it comes to communicating with your spirit guides. Not pleading, not begging, not complaining, but asking that the higher version of yourself be revealed to you, that the genius inside of you be revealed to you so that you can move forward in any area of your life, and in particular, financial freedom. I'm also hoping, we're getting close to the end of the year, right? It's December 1st today. I'm recording in the Pacific Northwest. And one of the things I love to do as I enter into December is to have a lot of gratitude for anything that changed in my life. I love change. I love to travel. I love change. I love the seasons. So no matter what change has occurred for you, if you could feel some gratitude, like even if you got a new car or you no longer use cars and you take the subway everywhere, and that's a new change for you, change your hair color. Maybe you bought new linens and for your dining room table or your bed. I'm saying this because it doesn't have to be massive change. I think what humans miss in the evolutionary process is the gentle, kind lovingness that exists from the heavens in relationship to ourselves, and that we need to value and appreciate every little change that occurs. So it certainly can be something spiritual and something that we highly regard, but it can be any little thing. So I get greeting cards and I write in here in the greeting cards all the things that have changed in my life that I'm excited for and grateful for. I allow myself to be grateful for them because maybe I wasn't grateful for them before. A lot of humans get something done and then want to go on to the next thing. And what you want to do is have a lot of empathy and kindness for yourself. You just completed an entire year of your life. There's probably things you learned that you have no idea that you've learned. You may not even have the consciousness for it for another few years, but you could appreciate everything, every little thing. Yeah, every little thing. Okay, I'm going to go to the phone lines now and start answering questions. Okay.
Hi, Marie. I'm Vania from Chile. I'm calling you because I would like to have some guidance in the following. Lately I'm working a lot on myself, on my spirituality. I have learned a lot. I meditate, I read books, I'm listening to you, and I learned a lot from you. Thank you so much for that, and from other people. And I think I'm getting some things. I have manifested a lot of things, and I feel very abundant in many ways, but I feel like I have never had financial freedom, and I really stick into it now. As I say, I feel very abundant, but I have never had financial freedom in all my life, and
Right.
I'm working on that right now. I'm working on how to say that?
Raising your vibration.
My vibration around towards money. And I'm trying to find a job that gives me happiness and brings me joy like you have. I would love to have a job like that. But I haven't able to pin something to do. I like to do a lot of things. Maybe that's my problem. So I can pick just one. And I'm a little lost. And I think I'm on the right track though, but I would like to speed things a little. Or speed up things a little. So yeah, that's it. So thank you for this, and thank you for the opportunity. I used to live in Seattle for many years, so I love your part of the world. So
thank you.
Thank you, and say hello to the Pacific Northwest from me. And
I will.
Love you. Bye.
Oh, I love you too, Vania. And I haven't been to Chile. You know, I'm thinking of teaching a class maybe in the fall in Portugal. So I'm looking for hotels for anybody who wants to send them to me. Our Ireland retreat is sold out. So thank you for all of those who will be joining us, 35 people who will be traveling to Ireland in the summer. Okay, so financial freedom. It's a big topic. It's even what I opened up with, right? It's a big topic. So there's multiple parts to it. The first thing that's critical and important is that every time you look at money or your bank account or a credit card or your wallet, you cannot look at it the way you have before. People who already have financial freedom, they're fine. They don't need to follow these suggestions unless they want to become billionaires or something like that. Is that you have to think of something that authentically makes you happy. And it's as if you're projecting an image that's allowing you to get to a feeling of high frequency whenever you engage with wealth. So like recently I went to my car to grab my wallet to do something. And as I was reaching in my purse to grab my wallet, a whole bunch of stuff fell out and I was a little annoyed. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm annoyed and I'm grabbing my wallet. So I had to stop myself and raise my vibration and actually love the things that fell out of my purse with some change, an actual hair clip I'd been looking for a long time. And I went, oh, there it is. And some beautiful earrings that I had. They must have been tucked away in a pocket in there. So you have to be mindful of the way we interact with wealth because so many humans have a lot of fear about money, of a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety about it. Even people who create a fair amount of resources can have problems with their resources because they don't know how to vibrate their energy in an elevated place. So when I looked at your energy, Vania, if I'm saying your name correctly, I just keep seeing colors, like beautiful whiskey colors, like purples and lavenders, and as if I'm looking at the sky, but with different colors in it. Maybe the skies in Chile have a lot of lavender in them. I don't know. So like clouds and lavender. And so I would have you, if this rings true to you, to start changing your visions in your mind before you touch any of your resources, because you want to create an energetic connection between yourself and the vibration of financial freedom through your wealth that is very pleasing and raises your frequency. So people who think about money a lot and with the lack of it or the fear of frequency, lowering their vibration or not having enough wealth, they're not allowing themselves to move into financial freedom. So you literally have to change your vibration. This would be true for anything that anybody wants to manifest or create. You have to have a positive vibration towards it. You can't think negatively about something and create it in a positive way. And when it comes to work, it's like you don't have to wait for your dream job. Of course, I want you to have it. Anybody who's had a work situation where it was very fulfilling for them, they want everyone in the world to have it. It's a profound, amazing experience. It's very freeing in itself to do something that you love. But I don't want you to get confused that wealth only comes from work. That's a limited perspective. You want wealth to come from all kinds of things. So you want to not focus that it has to be this job that makes this amount of money. That's a very limited point of view. You want to just have a high frequency towards wealth and then think about what would make you happy. Like if this current job that I have ever dried up and I'm not going to go back into the nursing world, I don't believe. I think the acuity level's too high in the hospital and I like hospitals best. So I'm definitely not going to go back and be a nurse. I thought about it. I would become a barista, at least for a little while, because I'm happy when I walk into a coffee shop. I'm excited when I walk into a coffee shop. So when you're looking for work, look for what brings you joy. Even if it's not the dream job, when you follow joy, it's like following the yellow brick road. And that means it'll lead to more happiness. Just like my nursing career led to this job. I was already in bliss and happiness. And it led to more bliss and happiness. So think about that. Don't think about how much money you're going to make. I'm not saying pick something that's going to make you struggle. I want you to follow what brings you joy. It's not a logical path. It's an intuitive path. Like anything rewarding and fulfilling is intuitive. So I hope that helps you in Chile.
Hi, Marie. My name's Leah. I'm 33 years old. I've had so many wonderful and beautiful experiences in my life. I was wondering if you could provide some clarity on if I have ever had near-death
Oh,
experiences
interesting.
or close exits,
Oh, a close
maybe.
exit. Okay.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
and if whatever comes through for you, or if I have any loved ones on the other side, have any message for me, I'd be grateful for whatever it comes. And just want to say thank you so much for everything you teach. And I love some of your older YouTube videos from like 4 years ago.
Oh, fun.
And I have to recommend that to the other listeners. Sending love and light. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, a near death experience is different than a close exit because a near death experience means the person actually died, right? That's really important to understand. So, people who have had near death experiences, they're usually in a hospital or on the side of a road, or something terrible has happened where there's no pulse, no respirations, they're unconscious. They are clinically dead, or, they're going to be dead in seconds, right? So there's a period of time where they are, they could be on the operating table and their pulse plummets and their blood pressure plummets and they're doing CPR on them. And, that's what a near death experience is, where someone is clinically dead for a period of time, could be minutes, and they go, they start to leave and they have this incredible experience and it's not their time and they come back. So that is the definition of a near death experience. Now, getting close to an exit is very different, in my opinion. So getting close to an exit is where you could have had a near death experience or you could have died, but you didn't. We have 5 exit routes that are connected to us because we have free will, which is the strongest law in the universe, one of them. And that means that we don't have to stay on Earth for any length of time if we don't want to. We can exit whenever we want to. We can stay longer than maybe what we originally even hoped. Or, sometimes souls go, I just want to come in for a couple days, or I just want to be in utero. I don't want to be born, or I'm going to die at 5, or I'm going to leave at 10. They have these ideas based on previous experiences, and they're great ideas. There's nothing wrong with the decisions that souls make. They're geniuses. But because we have 5 exit routes, there could be moments where something could have happened to us, which is different than a near-death experience, that we could have chosen the exit. There was an opportunity. For instance, maybe somebody who was going to go to a movie theater and all their friends and family were going, and at the last minute they choose not to. And there's like a horrific event, like an earthquake, and that there's a collapse at the movie theater, or there's a gunman, unfortunately, that's gone into the movie theater, or a plane accident where someone was supposed to get on a plane and they chose not to. It could be where my sister, and I wonder if we would, this is kind of an interesting overlap where maybe we could have classified it a near-death experience, that my sister got very ill. She had done some work in Africa and she had gotten a terrible disease. She was had young children at home, 4 of them, and she was in organ shutdown in the ICU. She almost died numerous times. And so that was an opportunity where she could have left. That was a close one, though. We could call that, I wasn't there at the hospital, so I don't know if they had to resuscitate her, uh, once or more than once. I don't know. That's a good question to ask her, actually. I was watching her energy outside of her body, trying to get it to go back in her body, even though her family did not want me to do energy work on her. It was tricky. So I was doing my best to be respectful while I was hoping her energy would go back in her body. But some of my family members actually worked on her regardless. And she's here today, which we're grateful for. So that could be an exit route, because I don't believe my sister was resuscitated. I think they watched her very carefully, but she didn't clinically die. So I think in those moments it gets kind of tricky, but people who have near-death experiences come back and have this incredible story of, listening to God and the universe and being told they have to come back. Whereas people who are close to an exit, It's their time to go, and they're choosing consciously to leave their body, or the exit was nearby and they clearly are not choosing that exit because they didn't go to that movie theater, or they chose not to get on that airplane, or they noticed something weird with their body. They went to the doctor right away. If they had waited one more day, they could have died. So those are the differences. I don't think you've had either. Not yet, anyway. Yeah, I don't think you've had either, but I do think definitely not a near-death experience, and I don't see that any of your 5 exits have come up for you. Maybe in another decade or so, they'll come up for you. I hope that answers your question. It's a really cool question. Thank you.
Hi, Marie. My name is Charla. I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah. To give you a little background, I have suffered some significant losses in my life over the years, along with all the very wonderful, beautiful relationships that I've had, and so much love. But I lost my mother when I was 37. I lost my only child when she turned 22. It was a drug overdose. That was 8 years ago. And then just last year, I lost my husband to a suicide. And this year, I find myself facing a cancer diagnosis.
Yeah.
I was just diagnosed with cancer a few months ago, multiple myeloma.
So sorry.
And then about 1 month ago, I discovered that I had a second cancer, which is breast cancer.
Wow.
So I'm in treatment for the multiple myeloma. I've got a lot of decisions ahead of me about the breast cancer, and also figuring out how I want to proceed with the treatment for both of these cancers. And I'm feeling this expectation that I'll fight and do everything I can to survive. And if I'm being honest, I couldn't tell many people this in my life, but I don't know that I want to be aggressive with my treatment. I'm not afraid to die. I'm actually rather looking forward to being reunited with my my loved ones. I think it's going to be a joyful, beautiful occasion. And some people might think that I sound suicidal by saying that, but I'm not depressed. I have so much joy in my life, and I have love, and I've had so much love, and I'm so grateful for the relationships that I've had. But I just don't know that I'm very long for this world, and that's okay. So I guess I'm just asking, maybe I just answered my own question, but I would love to hear your thoughts if you have any intuition about any guidance that you could give me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening and taking the time to respond.
You're very welcome, Charla. And I'm so sorry for everything that's happened to you, losing your mother, your child, and your spouse. And really a short period of time, when we're supposed to outlive a lot of these relationships. So I'm very sorry. You have tricky diagnosis. I'd say you have a broken heart, and your root chakra is, having some issues, because the root chakra governs the bone marrow and all the blood in the body. And then the fourth chakra governs all the breast tissue. Of course, if you wanted to be aggressive, you could get a bone marrow transplant, which would probably take care of all of these, right? But you certainly don't have to do any of those things. I think you're going to take more of the relaxed, not too invasive, not too painful route, which I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. After being an oncology nurse, I always tell people, I don't know what I would do if I were diagnosed with certain forms of cancer. I don't know. I would have to fill it out energetically and intuitively and see how I feel about it. So I love that you tell me that you're happy and that you're at peace. I don't think there's anything wrong with people being okay to cross over at any time in their life. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I think that's actually healthy. I think it's actually normal. I think fear is an illusion. I mean, we hear people who have had near-death experiences come back, and they only report incredible, happenings for the short periods of time that they were out of their body in a significant energetic way. So the thing that I have to just say, which can make people leave faster, by the way, when I have clients or I should say, family members of clients that I have who have family members who have, long-term illnesses, and they just keep complaining that can't wait to die. I always tell them, tell their family member to get happy. They'll cross over faster if they do. I think everything's going to work out beautifully for you. I'm not even slightly worried about you, regardless of the outcomes of your illnesses. You may recover, you may cross over, but I love that you're happy. I love that you're enjoy. Suicide, which is not what you're contemplating. You have two, serious health issues, is just a normal way that people cross over. There's nothing wrong with that as well. I think what's beautiful and amazing is for us to be aware of our life and our experiences, and to find joy in as many things as we possibly can, and to recognize that for now, the way the consciousness is on earth, that any of us could cross at any moment. At any moment, there's no guarantee about how long we're going to be here. So I just encourage you to choose the things that feel good and that are fun for you, since you're already in a happy vibrational place despite these losses. Continue to choose, even in your health care, what is bringing you the best joy. Watch happy movies, listen to happy songs. I think that would be incredible. And if you do decide to stay here longer, consider a career in mediumship, because you have a lot of loved ones on the other side who, even as I'm saying this, are jumping up and down and clapping. I think your mother's pretty far away on the other side, like she's in a faraway dimension, whereas your spouse and your child are very close to you. And they think, and I agree with them, that you could consider a career in mediumship for however long you decide to stay here. And your body could completely heal, by the way. I just want you to know that. So just keep choosing the joy, no matter how logical that may seem. And I'm sending you all my love and more joy, of course, as much as possible. Thank you.
Hi, Marie. My name is Carmen. I'm calling you from Ireland. One, I appreciate you so much, but I'll get to my question because I need to. My question is there a way for me to cure my daughter's eczema? She also has a virus on her skin that the doctor said could last up to 5 years. I've tried so many different things. I've even called upon Archangel Raphael.
Wonderful.
But I imagine that maybe my vibration isn't high enough. I also think that my own personal worry affects her as well. But she's going through puberty, and it seems to be getting quite uncomfortable for her. If there's a way I can cure her skin, or if she can cure her own skin, if you can guide us, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome so much, Carmen, and I'm so sorry that this has been happening for a while for your daughter. I would do near infrared and red light therapy. There might be some places near you, like some holistic centers that actually have panels that you could try, but they are extremely well known for healing skin disorders and skin diseases. This is all about her connection to spirit, to God, to the universe. So what it means for people typically who've had significant skin issues, that they have an incredible connection to the divine, but they're not allowing themselves to connect with it. And she's in puberty, so she may not want to do that right now, but I would definitely put that bee in her bonnet so that she could, start to get curious about it. Maybe read books that she likes. There might be some teenage books from Esther and Jerry Hicks that could be really fun, because they're all about manifesting. And when it comes to helping someone heal, you have to feel, I'm underlining this word, you have to feel authentically that she's already well, not how to get her well, not, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next, not the 5-year prediction of the virus, right? I would practice feeling that she's already well, that it's already done, it's over with. That's really how people manifest everything, is they have to feel what they want as if it's already happened. And I keep hearing the word turmeric. So apply maybe some turmeric to her skin, have her take some if she can, because it helps with inflammation. but it's great for the skin. It's really great for the skin, turmeric is. So, and just do your best not to worry. And I hope you're all having a lovely time in Ireland. It's a gorgeous place. Thank you.
Hi, Marie. My name is Kim. I'm calling from Pacifica, a small city just outside of San Francisco. I am about 2 years away from retiring.
Yay!
I have always worked in corporate America in a desk job, and I am considering transitioning to become an end-of-life doula after I retire. And it both frightens me and excites me at the same time.
Good.
It's a drastically different line of work than what I have done. And I was wondering if you would be able to share any insights or guidance that I might consider as I am exploring this. Thank you again so much for your time and sharing all of your gifts with the world. Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
You're welcome, Kimberly. It's my pleasure. I would definitely go check it out. Take the courses, do some end-of-life doula work. I think that's an excellent idea. I don't think that's your next gig, but I think it's going to lead you to your next gig. One of the things that happens when people who want to be at the bedside of people leaving Earth, I think it's a very exciting experience for me because I have profound interactions and I love it. It brings me great joy. Just even when I'm walking into a hospital on a floor where a lot of people are getting ready to pass, I'm just in heaven. So not that I wish anyone harm or anything like that, but it's just a reality for me. So we have to pay attention to what brings us joy. That's where our yellow brick roads are. That's where a lot of things can be presented to us through that frequency and that vibration, the interaction that happens when you follow things that bring you joy. But when we're at the bedside or close to people who are, getting ready to cross, there are huge gateways that open up, like doorways all around the person or a building, like a hospital or a hospice unit or something like that, a home where someone has been, let's say, lingering for months or longer. And these gateways open up, these doorways, so that the person who's getting ready to leave, their energy can start getting comfortable with the other side, and loved ones and angels, guides can come in to close to the human being and help prepare them and help them have fun. Because a lot of people are having cool experiences as they're getting ready to cross. They just sometimes can't communicate it, can't talk any longer, perhaps, or they have a lot of medication on board and they can't articulate what's happening to them. So when that's happening, these huge gateways that are opening, they affect positively the people who are around them. It's affecting you too. It's helping you to grow. It's helping you to change. It's helping you to become more multisensory. So yes, I think you should explore it. Absolutely. Great. Thank you.
Hi, Marie. I'm Laura from British Columbia. My question is, I have been married for 32 years. In your opinion, what do you see for my highest good for this marriage?
Okay.
And what is the highest good for me? Thank you so much.
Well, the highest good for everyone is to be happy and fulfilled. So I think you're probably not happy or fulfilled in this marriage if you're asking me that question clearly. So if it were me, I would sit down and have a talk with my spouse or partner and say, hey, I'm not super happy or fulfilled with this marriage. What can we do? Probably spending some time away from each other. Why don't you go to Europe for like 6 months on your own or with friends? Go travel, go have some fun, go have a different experience. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything terrible about this marriage, but people don't have to wait till something's terrible in order to change their experiences. It's normal to have change. So that's what I think about that. I hope that helps.
Hi Marie, this is Rein from Europe. Can you tell me how and help me to be more hardy, to expand the window of temperatures in which I'm comfortable so that I can spend much more of my time outside?
Yeah.
Also, do you receive from higher consciousness advice on where would be a good place for me to move to next, where I can make and live in a lush, green, gorgeous garden? I'm considering the southwest of France, Portugal, and La Palma, which is a Spanish island in the Atlantic. Thank you for your guidance. Lots of love.
Thank you. Well, people who have temperature issues, which even could be a part of Raynaud's, which is really a arthritic condition, it's because they're not circulating their energy in their heart chakra. They're afraid to be vulnerable. They're afraid to let people in. They might be too much givers, or they could even have shut that down. So what allows people to have more warmth in their extremities so that they can be outside more is to be more vulnerable, to let people in, to love you. Or in some cases, which is also, let people in, but not be an over people pleaser, which is not what I'm reading from you. I think that you're more of a shut down, isolate kind of an individual. I would work on that. I would definitely work on letting people in, letting people care for you, letting people love you, so you can circulate your energy better and let the blood go to all of your extremities. And then dress appropriately. I mean, I live in a part of the world where, because it rains here, not more than Ireland, I don't think, but it rains here a fair amount. So in the fall and winter, we get bone chilling cold because we have so much moisture in the air and on the ground and, in the trees. So it gets really cold. Like it was 36 degrees this morning. It's going to get the high, like 46 degrees sometime today for like 5 minutes probably. So in my car, I have all kinds of layers of clothes and hats and gloves so that I can be comfortable and go on walks with my large dog that needs 5 miles a day or something like that. That's what I think. Did I say Portugal and the island? Those were the two things that lit up the most. Okay, thank you.
Hi, Marie. My name is Judy. I've been in South Carolina for about 2 years now. I'm just a couple months short of 80, and I don't know if that factors into my question, but my lower back, if I bend over for too long to work on something or sit for a bit in the same position, aches like crazy. So I was wondering if I have trauma there or if there's something you see. I love your work. Thank you so much for your service. Much and many blessings to you and yours.
Oh, thank you so much. You're very, very sweet, Judy. So the lower back is about doing too much for others. Even if you're not physically doing things, if you're thinking about people, if you're sending energy all over the world, healers and givers have to take in more energy than what they give. This is what keeps them healthy. So the whole lower back is about doing too much for others. I would consider doing some yoga or seeing one of my favorite practitioners. They're called master muscle practitioners, I believe is the term. Master muscle practitioners, something like that. I've talked about this before on the podcast. I would look in your area, activators. Yeah. So they find out where weak muscles are, help you build corresponding muscles so that the weak ones can then be built, but not exhaust them. They help you build other muscles. So I think those are very cool people. They do really great work. I think it's been very helpful. Okay. I hope that helps you.
Hello, Marie. My name is Suzanne and I'm from the UK. Thank you so much for this beautiful podcast. Sure. My question is, I'm 62 and have suffered from low self-confidence and low self-esteem for most of my life. This has caused me to not fulfill my potential in many areas, including career, friendships, and with finding a loving earthmate, as well as causing problems with my mental health and chronic fatigue. I have seen many types of holistic therapists over the years, and I'm now seeing a progressive kinesiologist who is working on my emotional issues. Could you make any other suggestions that may be of help, please? I would really appreciate it, and thank you so much for all you do.
Sure. So chronic fatigue and all of these things that you're talking about are what I heard from you anyway, energetically, is that you're spending too much time in victim consciousness. So you have to actually feel you have an amazing partner. You have great friends. Your body is incredible. You have to change from, because these are chronic. You've been working on them for years. So your energy, your consciousness, your awareness, your perception needs to greatly change so that, the solutions can come in to create the healing that is necessary, or they're just going to simply disappear. So that's what needs to occur. You have to stop thinking that you have problems. You have to stop thinking that you're alone. You have to stop all the negative victimization, which is logical. It's very logical. It's like going, oh, well, I don't have this. This is happening to me. This is happening to me. But you can't stay in that vibration and create the outcome that you want. You have to learn to feel that what you want has already happened. That's what you have to learn to do. And I believe that's you getting out of victim consciousness. That's what that means. Okay.
Hi, Marie. My name is Rebecca, and I have a question for you. I have been actually trying to leave you this message now like 10 times, but it keeps getting interrupted by either my kids or my dog or the lawnmower. Just stuff keeps happening. Somebody's trying to call. It's ridiculous. So anyway, I'm hiding in my car right now to leave this question for you. Okay, so I feel a little stuck. I feel like I can't get traction in my life. I'm coming out of a 4-year marriage with somebody who is actually diagnosed with narcissism. I'm recovering from that still currently, and getting better at it every day. I am a single mom of 3 children. I am a massage therapist. I've been doing that for about 18 years and pretty sure I should have transitioned out of that work about 10 years ago.
Sure.
I am doing daily things to kind of transition over to painting. That's like my jam, my joy. My joy is like listening to music and painting. I'm like an artist through and through. I take pretty dang good care of myself physically. I don't feel like I have any health issues. Parenthood is exhausting. That's probably like the biggest challenge in my life, truly. I know I have some difficulty working on that though. I do love the place that I work at. It does light me up. Also because it's a break from motherhood, which again, love motherhood. It's hard. It's hard. Mm-hmm. Okay. So bottom line question for you and my guides is just like, what is my blind spot? Because I feel like I'm not, like intuitively, I feel like I'm not quite seeing something, or that I could just use some insight to help me get unstuck. So there's that in a nutshell. Thanks for all that you do. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Thanks.
Thank you, Rebecca. You're not stuck. I mean, you've made a lot of great changes. And when anyone, particularly an old soul, chooses to have a relationship with someone who has narcissistic qualities, what they're trying to teach you, because there's a beauty in that relationship as well, is that they're trying to teach you to be selfish. Now, the old soul can't be selfish. They're not really good at that. But you can learn to stop doing things. So let's say that obviously you do too much. You're a massage therapist, you're already giving. And yeah, I think it'd be great if you moved to energy medicine, but you need to learn to be receptive. You need to receive more. That means you have to do less for others. So when you're making decisions that make you feel guilty or that you're being selfish, you're on the right track. I would continue to follow those. So if you're making decisions that make you feel guilty or selfish, you are on the right track, and I would continue to do those. So that's what you're trying to learn from that experience that you're still healing from, which is great. And in doing so, you'll be able to receive more. You'll become more receptive, which is what you're looking for. And then you won't be so tired because you'll make different decisions, even when it comes to parenting, because some people overparent, especially old soul types. They give too much to their kids. All right. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Thank you so much.
Hi, Marie. My name's Regina, and I live in Seattle, West Seattle, actually. Been listening to you for these past few months, and I am so grateful to hear such excellent information and appreciate who you are and what you do. I just have a question regarding loving yourself. I know you talk about that a lot. My problem is I have made so many mistakes in my life, mistakes with rearing my children, mistakes still to this day, even though I'm 65, and I've learned a lot over the years. I still make horrendous mistakes in how I deal with some situations. And then, of course, I reflect on it and feel horrible. So it's hard for me to love myself because all of those mistakes, like they're they fill my mind. They fill my heart and my soul. And even though I meditate and I pay attention to presence every day and really try to open myself to hearing messages, which I never do, but I try to be there for any guidance. I really have a hard time loving myself. And I would love any advice that you can offer.
Of course.
Thank you so much. Again, I appreciate who you are and what you do, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Regina. And what a great question. I mean, such a great question. All of us could say that. All of us, right? All of us, that we've made mistakes. I think parenting is the hardest job on the planet. So everybody has to stop worrying about making mistakes. Everyone's doing the best they can. So Regina, this is your homework. And I'm not kidding when I say this. Everything that you think was a mistake, I want you to fall in love with it. I want you to value yourself. I want you to appreciate yourself. I want you to say to yourself, you did the very best you could, because you did. So this is why you're not able to just adore yourself. I mean, these aren't true examples of human mistakes, but if Charles were to run out the door and go up, to the wetlands and get covered in mud, and I don't know, be lost for 2 hours, I wouldn't think anything less of him. I would just think he's adorable as he's finally running back to the house covered in mud, and now I've got to go shower him. Having a large dog, so that's the easiest thing to bathe, by the way. It's time consuming too. So I want you to start seeing yourself like that you're not making mistakes, you're having experiences. And some of them, all of them, are not mistakes anyway. If I ever wrote a book about my marriage, which I will not, it would read partially like a spy novel. There was a lot of wacky, weird stuff that happened during that time. And I certainly thought when I finally woke up to the relationship that I'd made horrible mistakes. And I don't feel that way at all anymore. I feel like I learned a tremendous amount from these experiences. I have incredible gratitude for the experience. So that's what you have to get to. You have to stop looking at anything as a mistake. There are no mistakes, none. I was at an airport a few days ago and sitting. It's so fun when you go to an airport and you're from Washington or the West Coast, because there's a different vibe. There's a totally different vibe in the Northwest. And even, California, there's a completely different vibe. And I've flown into a lot of airports, around the world, not as many as I want to, but certainly a lot of them. And there's just a different feeling. So I was in, a different part of the US, and I get to the gate where all the Seattle people most likely are flying home, or some people are not living in Seattle anymore and they're flying home for the holidays. And the vibe just totally shifts. Completely. It's calmer. It's more relaxed. My brain actually expands even more so. At any rate, I'm sitting down waiting for, to board. And there's a woman sitting there and she starts to complain about the flight being late. And our flight's not late. It's not. I mean, we're going to board in like 15 minutes. It's not late. It's on time. And I said to her, I go, well, actually this flight is on time. She's sitting a few people away from me, but I've, happy to help her. And she realized she had missed her flight to a different part of the country. The gate had just closed. She'd missed it. And I'm sure she felt terrible. I'm sure she was annoyed. I'm sure she was embarrassed, all kinds of things. But you know what I thought? I thought, ooh, I wonder what kind of experience she really wants to have. She didn't want to get on that plane right at this moment. I'm curious, like, what fun is she going to have? She's going to go to a cool hotel. She's going back to some friends and family. Maybe her home is in the state that I was in, that I was flying out of. I don't know. But if you could look at everything in your life like that and love yourself in that moment or moments after, or even look at your history like that, you are going to feel genuine self-love. And I think your question was excellent. And I think your feelings are not unusual. And I think this is what needs to happen to get humanity to evolve, to get people to have all the experiences they desire and deserve. You have to love yourself all the time, no matter what, and see yourself as a precious child or a cute puppy or whatever floats your boat. Great question. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Have a gorgeous day wherever you are in the world. Bye-bye for now.